Hello, I'm Erin Beal, and welcome to this week's edition of Stock Breakthroughs. Well, the summer Dow roller coaster ride continues. After touching the elusive 14,000 mark late last month, the Dow Industrials plunged more than 700 points on housing, lending, and credit fears. But while others were seeing their portfolios bathed in the red, our own editor Ian Cooper played the downside of several housing-related stocks for double and triple-digit gains in his service Death Cross Trader. Today, Ian joins us to discuss how to spot uptrends and momentum stocks. Ian and fellow Taipan Financial News editor Stephen Oakes are currently developing a new service called Black Sheep Trader that identifies upcoming stock upticks, even despite overall market directions. Ian, welcome to Stock Breakthroughs.
Hey Erin, how are you?
I'm good, thanks Ian. Now first, congratulations on those double and triple digit gains that Death Cross Trader put on those recommendations. Now we'll get to discussing those plays a bit more in just a moment. But first, Ian, can you tell us what's going on now with the Dow and what your projection is, say, for the next 3 months?
Well, technically, after the Dow plunged 750 points last week, it overshot support in the channel. We're likely to see a retracement back above that line. Fundamentally, housing data is behind us for the time being. The Fed isn't likely to do anything until later this year. Investors, despite credit risks, look to be bullish again, viewing beaten stocks as bargains. And earnings from the likes of General Motors have been strong. When all is said and done, we could easily revisit 13.6.
Okay. So can you take us through your housing recommendations that you put out in Death Cross that were so successful for you? What kind of signals did you read to know that the Dow was about to take a steep tumble? And how did you know that playing the short side of these specific stocks would be the best thing to do at that moment?
Well, since February 07, I've been extremely bearish on housing, given subprime, Alt-A risks, credit deterioration on the horizon, you name it. As of yesterday, foreclosures for the first 6 months of the year were up 59%. Home builder confidence is low. Housing starts are ugly. We broke through a few levels of support and investors got fearful. As for our home builder and lending puts, we bought back into them after the Buffett-Hovnanian rumors made their rounds. A rumor was that Buffett would buy a stake in Hovnanian, but it made no sense. Buffett's a value guy with no real value in Hovnanian or any other home builder stake. We knew the rumor was false. Over the next week or so, we bought puts on Hovnanian, Centex, IndyMac, Toll Brothers, Lennar, Standard Pacific, and the such. We're still holding most, but have already realized gains ranging from 21 to 150%.
That's great. Now, Ian, can you tell us how you are identifying these new bullish momentum trades in your service Black Sheep Trader?
Sure. Steve and I are using a combination of momentum, news, and technical analysis to find our consolidation breakout trades as well as bottom bouncers. We're using the Stephen Oakes momentum indicator as well as my knowledge of news dissemination and technical analysis to find our plays despite market direction. The system uses the MACD and DMI indicators, includes a sell signal, and limits losses to 5% through the use of a type stop loss. You can use this strategy to find buy signals on most time frames, whether you're looking at a 10-day hourly chart, a 1-year weekly chart, or for the long-term investor, a multi-year monthly chart. Not only can you use it on any time frame, but any stock or index as well.
Okay, well, so can you give our viewers an example of these actions?
Yeah, no problem. We've actually played shares of Taser using the system several times. On July 19th, 07, on a 10-day hourly, we got a buy signal on Taser. We just got support on a 1-year weekly, plus there was news of Taser C2 shipments for consumer self-protection. With that news and support from MACD DMI crossover again in agreement, we recommended shares of Taser and watched it soar above 19 days later. Right now we're working on a beta testing and should have operations rolling out soon so that wise investors like you will have the opportunity to cash in. On June 4th of this year, we initiated testing, and in less than 2 months, investors would have seen 2,692% cumulative gains, 88% trading accuracy, and an average gain of 96%.
Wow, in 2 months, Ian, over 2,000%, that's very impressive. So what are you and Stephen looking at now?
Well, we just issued a buy on the underlying stock and October 07 options on Anadigix, symbol ANAD on the NASDAQ, a provider of radio frequency integrated circuits. At first glance, Stephen was impressed by the company's next year growth rate of about 180% and quick ratio of 8.3. As you may already recall, the quick ratio measures a company's liquidity and ability to meet its financial obligations. The higher the quick ratio, the stronger the company. But the company really begins to shine when you compare this figure to that of the industry, which comes in at only 4.3. Technically, shares have been trading in a near perfect 45-degree angle uptrend for the past 2 years. If you were to get back in and mark the beginning of each upward surge in price, you would notice volume surges that lead to gains of about 133%, 104%, and 55%. So it's safe to say that the stock reacts well to above average volume on the weekly price charts. The best part, in applying Oak's momentum system, I discovered that the DMI indicator had been showing a buy for quite some time. However, when viewing the MACD, the buy signal was literally given just this past week. Perfect timing.
That is perfect timing, it sounds like. So Ian, with all that in mind, what is your short-term projection for the company?
On ANAD, we could easily see $2 to $3 upside with Analytics after hitting a new 52-week high. The company just turned in a Q2 profit and beat out street forecasts with soaring revenue. Plus, with big customers like Intel, Samsung, and LG on board, growth doesn't look like a problem.
Good information, Ian. Thanks, and we'll be watching the stock closely.
Thanks.
We'll also look forward to hearing more about Black Sheep Trader. Ian, thanks for joining us today on Stock Breakthroughs. If you'd like to learn more about Ian's new Black Sheep Trader service or any of his other services like Death Cross Trader, please visit www.taipanfinancialnews.com and follow the links on the left-hand side of the homepage. That's it for this week's edition. Please tune in next week for more information on another stock that is ready to break through.